Tell me a little bit about this woman you married.
This woman I married, the love of my life, Catherine Ross, married Catherine Ross. Been going with Catherine since 1978.
You married the girl of all our dreams.
I won't tell you that I love you, kiss or hug you, 'cause I'm bluffing with my muffin.
Sam Elliott has long been recognized for his signature mustache, deep voice, and cowboy charm. Yet, beneath that rugged exterior lies a tender heart and a love story few people know. While he often played solitary drifters and men who avoid commitment on screen, in reality, he has remained devoted to one woman for decades. Now, at the age of 80, he's finally sharing more about the woman who has stood by his side, the woman he calls the love of my life. You've seen him in countless films, but not like this. Discover the story of the woman who captured Sam Elliott's heart and never let it go. To truly understand his story, we need to look back at how his journey began, how a boy with big dreams and a resonant voice grew into the legend we know today. Sam Elliott was born on August 9, 1944, in Sacramento, California. His mother, Glennie, was a former Texas state diving champion who later became a physical training instructor. His father, Henry Nelson Elliott, worked for the U.S. government managing wildlife predators. Sam's family originally came from El Paso, Texas, and one of his ancestors served as a surgeon during the historic Battle of San Jacinto. At age 13, Sam's family relocated to Portland, Oregon, where he spent most of his teen years. He graduated from David Douglas High School in 1962 and enrolled at the University of Oregon to study English and psychology. However, he only attended for 2 terms before dropping out. He later joined Clark College in Vancouver, Washington, where he discovered acting by playing Big Jewel in a school production of Guys and Dolls. A local newspaper praised his performance and even suggested he pursue acting professionally. After graduating from Clark College in 1965, Sam returned to the University of Oregon and also joined the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity. But his plans were disrupted when his father died of a heart attack, prompting him to drop out again. It was a deeply painful time, especially since his father had never supported his acting ambitions. Sam once recalled his father telling him, "You've got a snowball's chance in hell of having a career in Hollywood." Despite the lack of support, Sam respected his father's strong work ethic and tried to model his own life after it. Later in the 1960s, Sam moved to Los Angeles to chase his acting dreams. He supported himself with construction jobs while studying acting and also served in the California Air National Guard at Van Nuys Airport. It was a difficult path, but Sam was willing to work hard. With his classic looks, rich voice, and calm demeanor, Sam was a natural fit for westerns. His television breakthrough came in 1969 with a role in Judd for the Defense, followed by appearances in popular westerns like Gunsmoke and Lancer. That same year, he appeared briefly in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid as a card player watching Robert Redford's character show off his shooting skills. In 1970, Sam joined the cast of Mission: Impossible, playing Doug Robert in several episodes. By 1972, he was also being cast in beer commercials, often as a cowboy for Full-Staff Beer. Hollywood was beginning to take notice. Sam Elliott was becoming the next big cowboy on screen. His first major TV movie role came in 1975's I Will Fight No More Forever, a story about Chief Joseph and the Nez Perce tribe's resistance to displacement. Sam played the lead role and earned respect as a serious actor. In 1976, he starred in Lifeguard, portraying Rick Carlson, a man reassessing his life after a high school reunion. Though reviews were mixed, critics praised Sam's strong screen presence. Each new role brought him greater recognition, proving he was more than just a rugged leading man, he was a skilled actor. Through the late 1970s and 1980s, Sam landed a variety of roles, from noble cowboys to hardened criminals. In 1977, he portrayed Tom Keating in the miniseries Aspen. He joined Tom Selleck in 1979's The Sacketts and again in 1982's The Shadow Riders, both based on Louis L'Amour novels, reinforcing his place in the Western genre. In 1981, Sam starred in Murder in Texas with Farrah Fawcett and Catherine Ross, the woman who would become the love of his life. A few years later, in 1985, he acted alongside Cheryl Ladd in A Death in California and took on a memorable supporting role opposite Cher in Mask. He revealed a more emotional side in 1989's Christmas film Prancer, playing a father reconnecting with his daughter. Around the same time, he appeared in television films like Buffalo Girls and Gone to Texas, portraying Sam Houston, a role that let him showcase both the boldness and political savvy of the iconic figure. Also in 1989, Sam played Wade Garrett in Roadhouse, starring alongside Patrick Swayze. His role as the no-nonsense, wise bouncer quickly became a fan favorite. Then in 1991, he starred once again with Catherine Ross in Conager, another adaptation of a Louis L. Amour novel. Their chemistry on screen mirrored their real-life bond. As time passed, Sam Elliott took on some of his most iconic roles. In 1993, Sam Elliott portrayed Brigadier General John Buford in Gettysburg, a serious historical drama. That same year, he also took on the role of Virgil Earp in the Western classic Tombstone. Then came a role that fans still remember, The Stranger in the Big Lebowski, 1998. As the cowboy narrator with a calm, unforgettable voice, Elliott left a lasting impression despite the small role. His career continued to thrive with major roles, such as a hardened soldier in We Were Soldiers, 2002, and General Thaddeus Ross in Hulk, 2003. In Thank You for Smoking, 2005, he played a different kind of cowboy, the former Marlboro man suffering from lung cancer. The role served as a poignant reflection of his long-standing cowboy image. Elliott's voice became a bridge to younger audiences through animated films. In 2006, he voiced Ben the Cow in Barnyard, and in 2010, he brought Buster to life in Marmaduke. Even if younger viewers weren't familiar with his earlier work, they instantly recognized his voice. In 2007, he appeared in the action-packed Ghost Rider and the fantasy adventure The Golden Compass, acting alongside stars like Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig. In 2009, Elliott had a brief yet memorable role in Up in the Air, portraying a chief pilot who shared wisdom with George Clooney's character. He later showed his comedic side in Parks and Recreation as Ron Dunn, a relaxed, free-spirited version of Ron Swanson. In 2015, he starred in Grandma and I'll See You in My Dreams, and earned a Critics' Choice Award for Best Guest Performer for his role in Justified. Despite changing Hollywood trends, Elliott stayed consistent. His deep voice, steady presence, and humility made him stand out. While others faded, he became even more admired. His unexpected resurgence began in 2015, when his career seemed to start anew. That year, he joined Netflix's The Ranch as a tough but caring father alongside Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson. Fans embraced the show, and Elliott's grounded, no-nonsense demeanor was a perfect fit. Around the same time, he appeared as Phil Milstein in Grace and Frankie, reminding audiences that he could deliver comedy as effortlessly as drama. He continued to diversify, lending his signature voice to Butch in The Good Dinosaur. Even animated, his voice conveyed warmth and emotion. But it was his performance in The Hero that truly stood out. Playing Lee Hayden, a once famous Western star seeking purpose in his later years, Elliott earned critical acclaim. Joey Magidson of Award Circuit wrote, "Elliott is perfect here," praising how the film captured all the qualities that make him beloved. It revealed a more introspective and emotional side of the actor. Later, he took on the unusual but compelling film The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot. While the title raised eyebrows, his performance was powerful and grounded, proving yet again his ability to bring sincerity to even the most unconventional roles. Then, in 2018, Elliott finally received the recognition he had long deserved. In A Star Is Born, he portrayed Bobby Maine, the older half-brother of Bradley Cooper's character. The performance was intimate and deeply moving, resonating with audiences and critics alike. It earned him the National Board of Review Award for Best Supporting Actor and, for the first time in his long career, an Academy Award nomination. Reacting to the Oscar nod, Elliott quipped, "I think the thing off the top of my head might be, it's about ******ing time," a statement that perfectly captured his trademark blend of honesty and humor. He also received a Screen Actors Guild nomination for the same role, marking a new chapter in his career, one that confirmed he was more than a cowboy icon. He had become a deeply respected dramatic actor, capable of stirring emotions with a single glance. In 2022, Elliott returned to his roots in Western storytelling, taking on the role of Shay Brennan in the acclaimed series 1883, a prequel to Yellowstone. As the leader of a group of immigrants navigating the harsh American frontier, Elliot's performance was intense, emotional, and complex. His character was both strong and vulnerable, shaped by pain and purpose. Running from late 2021 into early 2022, 1883 introduced Elliot to a new generation. His work earned him the Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Miniseries or Television Movie. It was proof that Elliot hadn't just made a comeback, he was at the top of his game. Despite all the accolades, there's still much that people don't know about Sam Elliott. He's been in the industry since the late 1960s, easily recognizable by his voice and rugged appearance. But beneath the iconic cowboy image is a man with stories most have never heard. One of them begins with his father. As a young man, Elliot dreamed of acting, but his father doubted that dream. "My father once said, 'You haven't got a snowball's chance in hell in Hollywood.'" In an interview, Elliot reflected on how doubt can be enough to crush someone, but not Sam. Instead, he used it as motivation. "My father was a good practical man, but he came from a different time," Sam said. Tragically, his father passed away from a heart attack at just 54, when Sam was only 18. "He only saw one or two of my plays before he died," Sam shared with AP. "I think he'd be proud that his kid became the actor I did." Those words reveal just how deeply personal his acting career has always been. Then there's the side of Hollywood few dare to discuss, the casting couch. Sam Elliott has his own unbelievable stories. "The casting couch stories I could tell you," he once said. Back in 1980, he admitted being approached by both men and women. "I turned them all down," he revealed. "It probably hurt me, but I'm the one who has to live with that guilt." Even early in his career, Elliot stayed true to his values. That integrity followed him into later years. When asked about the #Me Too movement, he was candid. "It's the best thing that's happened to Hollywood in a long time," he told Variety. Another less-known story involves his first major film, Lifeguard. It should have been his big break, but when he saw the movie's poster, him in a pair of Speedos with two women draped over him, he was stunned. It read, "Every girl's summer dream." "I was like, wow," Sam said. The movie was serious, but the studio marketed it like a cheap teen flick. Rather than staying quiet, he spoke out at press events. "I got myself in some hot water there," he admitted. That honesty cost him. He never worked with Paramount again. But that's who Sam is, truthful, even when there are consequences. Here's a fun and touching fact: Sam shares his birthday with Smokey Bear. Both were born on August 9, 1944. Years later, Sam became Smokey's voice in TV ads, a role he took to heart. "Smokey's message is really important," he said. His deep, soothing voice made the line "Only you can prevent forest fires" even more impactful. Early in his career, people suggested he change that very voice. "They wanted me to speak faster and enunciate," he said. He tried, but it just didn't feel right. "I'm glad it didn't work out," he laughed. He was a cowboy made for the big screen. Some roles are just meant for an actor, and that was the case with The Big Lebowski. The Coen brothers wrote the part of the stranger with Sam Elliott already in mind, his voice, his look, it was all in the script before he even signed on. Still, being a perfect fit didn't mean it was easy. One of Sam's biggest scenes, the final moment in the film, was also one of the hardest. Standing in a bowling alley, speaking directly to the camera in a quiet, reflective moment, he had to repeat the scene again and again, 8 or 9 takes, in fact. "Enough is enough," he recalled thinking. "I'd done the scene and felt like I nailed it more than once." Finally, he asked the directors, "Hey, you guys got to tell me what the F*** you want." Their answer? "We got it on the 3rd or 4th take. We just like seeing you do it." That says everything about Sam's appeal. Even when he thinks he's finished, people want more. But off camera, there's a place where Sam feels truly at peace: Oregon. Though he may be a Hollywood star, his heart belongs to the Pacific Northwest. He moved there at 13 and grew up in Portland. Even now, while living in Malibu, he hasn't let go of his roots. "My mom's house is still in Portland, and we still own it," he said at a press event. He spends a lot of time there, especially in the Willamette Valley near Eugene. I'm ultimately hoping to move back to Oregon, he shared. That's his dream, to return to the quiet, green place that helped shape who he is. Each summer, he and his wife spend about a month at their Eugene home. He enjoys the slower pace of life, grocery shopping, gardening, and eating at his favorite local fish and chip spot. In one interview, he joked that he'd eaten there 3 times in a single week. Sam also joins his daughter at the Eugene Saturday Market, and to blend in, he wears a stocking cap, even in July. So I look just as weird as the rest of them, he laughed. That's Sam, a celebrity who's never been flashy, happy in jeans and at ease in a small-town crowd. Despite his love for Oregon, there's one modern thing he wants no part of: social media. No selfies, no tweets, no thanks. In an age when most celebrities are glued to their phones, Sam Elliott is the complete opposite. He's not on Twitter, doesn't use Instagram, and won't even touch email. He's very open about why. Everywhere you look, people are looking at their hands, he told AARP. In restaurants, it's like you're sitting in a patch of jack-o'-lanterns because everyone's face is lit up by their phone. He misses the days when people spoke to each other face-to-face. Still, despite avoiding the online world entirely, his fame hasn't suffered one bit. Sam Elliott doesn't need a tweet to be recognized. His voice speaks volumes, often making an impression before he even says a word. He shared, in church and school choirs, I started as a tenor, moved to baritone, and finally became a bass. That's when I knew my voice would be my instrument. When he wants to stay under the radar, he has a simple strategy. Now if I want to hide, I just keep my mouth shut, he joked. But it's not just his voice that grabs attention, there's also something iconic just beneath it. Sam Elliott's mustache has become so legendary it could practically sign autographs on its own. Despite all the attention, Sam remains baffled by the fascination. The whole mustache thing is a mystery to me, he said during an interview while promoting the hero. He recounted a fan's obsession with his facial hair, admitting he still doesn't quite understand it. It's such an odd thing, isn't it? At one point, he shaved it off for a role, but the change felt unnatural. I did feel naked without the mustache, he said. Still, he's proud to have been among the first in his generation to wear one. Me and Tom Selleck, and I was first, he added with a grin. There was even an online contest comparing their mustaches, but Sam laughed it off. It's so bizarre, he said. As his fame grew, money never became the motivator. With over 50 years in film and television, Sam Elliott has earned a net worth of around $20 million. But he didn't get there chasing paychecks, he trusted his instincts. I've never done a job for money, he told The Guardian. I've always basically made my own decisions. For him, the quality of the story is what matters. To me, it's all about what's on the page, he said. That mindset meant turning down lucrative roles and appearing in films that few saw, but Sam's at peace with it. What he values most is the experience, the craft, the team, the process. If you can't enjoy that, then you're going about it wrong, he said. In true cowboy fashion, he added, sometimes you eat the process, sometimes the process eats you. Despite his success, Sam has always stayed grounded in what really matters, working with people he respects and cares for. One person has stood beside him through it all, Catherine Ross. Their love story spans nearly 4 decades, though it started much earlier. They first crossed paths in the late 1960s on the set of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Ross was the star, and Sam was a background extra. He admired her from afar. I didn't dare try to talk to her then, he recalled. She was the leading lady, I was a shadow on the wall. It wasn't until 1978 that fate brought them together again. Both were cast in The Legacy, where they played romantic leads, and this time, real feelings developed off-screen. Ross had just ended her 4th marriage and was ready for a fresh start. That's when Sam made his move. They began dating, and things progressed quickly. By May 1984, they were married. A few months later, they welcomed their daughter, Cleo Rose Elliott. From then on, their lives became deeply intertwined, professionally and personally. Unlike many Hollywood marriages, theirs has endured. Nearly 40 years later, their bond remains strong. What's their secret? According to Sam, it's not complicated. "We love each other and we work at it," he said. In his view, marriage takes more than love, it takes commitment. More importantly than anything, it takes wanting to be married. For Sam, marriage and acting were always his top priorities. "The two things I wanted in my life were to have a movie career and to be married, to have a family," he said. "And it's an embarrassment of riches that I've got both." Ross wasn't just his partner in life, she had a remarkable career of her own. Born in 1940 in Los Angeles, she spent her early years in Hollywood and Walnut Creek. While in college, she discovered her passion for acting through a performance in The King and I. She left school and joined the Actors Workshop in San Francisco. Though her early roles were small, she persisted. "I was queen of the screen tests," she once joked. Her big break came with The Graduate, which earned her both an Oscar nomination and a Golden Globe. Together, Ross and Elliot found a lasting balance, supporting each other at home and on set. Over the years, their connection only deepened. Their on-screen partnership didn't end with the legacy. They went on to appear together in several television films, including Travis McGee, Houston, The Legend of Texas, and Conager. Sam once said that Conager was one of the highlights of his career. They reunited again in 2017 for The Hero, where Sam played an aging actor and Ross portrayed his ex-wife. But for them, working together wasn't just about performing, it was about creating something meaningful side by side. Sam once said, "We just like making movies. It's a whole different kind of energy to go home with someone you're working with." Throughout all their projects, they've managed to keep the joy alive. They laugh together, support one another, and have found a way to blend their personal and professional lives without losing their love. In a place like Hollywood, that's rare, but for Sam and Catherine, it works. Though they've spent plenty of time in the public eye, they've also prioritized raising their daughter with love and privacy. Cleo Rose Elliott was born just 4 months after Sam and Catherine got married. Rather than follow in her parents' footsteps into acting, Cleo found her passion in music. She released her first album, No More Lies, in 2008 and has continued creating music ever since, always with her parents' full support. "My parents are totally supportive of this," Cleo once said. "They're just happy I don't want to be an actor." Cleo often joins her parents at major events, like the 2018 premiere of A Star Is Born and the 2019 Academy Awards. While she's taken a different creative path, her artistic spirit clearly echoes theirs. At the 2023 SAG Awards, Sam earned recognition for his role as Shea Brennan in 1883, but the most moving part wasn't the award, it was his heartfelt words. "Thank you to my wife, my beautiful Catherine, my partner through thick and thin and the mother of our beautiful daughter," he said. His speech felt more like a love letter than a formal thank you. Their smiles on the red carpet, their subtle glances, and the way they still laugh together tell the story of a couple who found each other, held on, and built a life grounded in love, respect, and quiet strength. Sam Elliott may be best known for his deep voice and rugged roles, but at his core, he's a family man. Catherine Ross, after 4 failed marriages, found something lasting with Sam. When asked what first drew her to him, she once said, "Probably all that and more," and after all these years, that still holds true.